Hey everybody, I'm Neri. I'm the author of Ghetto Cowboy, and I'm here to answer a few questions from the Texas Bluebonnet Committee. So let's get right to it, shall we? Question number one: the word ghetto can mean different things to different people. Since we have a lot of rural readers in our state, can you describe why ghetto wasn't so important to your story? Often when we think of the word cowboy, we're picturing some white guy on a horse riding across the plains, probably in a place like Texas. And this story is based on a real neighborhood in North Philadelphia, and it's kind of the worst neighborhood in the city, but buried in there is this really unique world of black urban horsemen. And I wanted to come up with a phrase that really captured the essence of it, that bizarre combination of city and cowboy. And one of the kids who lived there called his way of life ghetto fabulous. And I love the combination of the two because it really captured what was going on in that neighborhood. And readers have really responded to it. It kind of grabs your attention and makes you wonder, what is this book about? And I've run into a lot of black cowboys and young people who ride, who later are proud to call themselves ghetto cowboys because that's what they are. They ride horses and they live in the inner city. Okay, next question. The illustrations are a true work of art. There aren't many illustrations in novels. Why are these illustrations so important to the story? Well, Jesse Watson, who's the artist, always wanted to do something. Back in the day, there were a lot of illustrated novels. This is N.C. Wyeth doing Treasure Island. And we had done a lot of illustrated work before, graphic novels and hybrid illustrated novellas, but we always wanted to do a traditional novel with illustrations because we found it's a great way to draw in, reluctant readers and non-readers who can kind of scan the book and get a feeling for what the book is like and then slowly let the words draw them in. And I've been lucky to work with such great artists as Jesse. It really elevates the story because he's telling it visually and I'm telling it with words. And the combination, I think, makes it even richer than it could have been by itself either way. Next question. At the beginning of the story, Cole doesn't think it's worth it to go to school, but as he lives with his father and gains more knowledge and experience with life, he's able to find himself. Would he have been able to do this had he stayed in Detroit? This here is Cole. And he's thrown into this whole world of black urban horsemen. And I've had similar experiences. When I was in high school, I was an exchange student. I was an urban dweller, and I found myself living in a very remote farming community in Switzerland, of all places. So not only was I thrown from city to country, but also a different country and a different language. And it really changed the way not only that I looked at the world and how I could see different peoples, but also it gave me perspective to look back at what my own life was like. It really changed my life a lot. And I've been lucky to have these experiences, living in Berlin and London and things like that. So I think for Cole, it's a valuable way to kind of look back and see his former life. And we see as readers how living amongst these black urban horsemen really changes the way he lives. Okay, next question. Why is it important for you to work the history of the black cowboy into the story? Because most people don't know about it. Certainly I didn't know about it. Little things like the word cowboy. These guys would tell you that the word cowboy is in fact a black word, going back to the slave days. Where if you were a slave and you worked in the house, you were called the houseboy. And if you were a slave and worked with the cows, you were called the cowboy. But these guys were so good, they took what started as a derogatory term and turned it into something very positive, to the point where a lot of the white guys who were handling cattle kind of took that name over. So this is a way to not only capture the special uniqueness of this neighborhood, but also kind of reclaim some of that word again, for the black cowboys. And there's a rich history in there, and it's fascinating because you just never hear about this stuff. And part of the reasons I write books is to write about all the things I don't know and most people never hear of, and give it its due. Final question. What advice would you give our young authors as they learn to improve their writing skills? Probably two things. Every time you're writing, even if it's for an essay or a class project or something that you might think is boring, you're telling a story. You may only have an audience of one, your teacher, but they're still an audience, and they're reading tens or hundreds of these papers. The art of storytelling can really help your papers stand out. Storytelling is all about, having a little hook. What is that interesting thing about that subject? It could be something historical, something science-based, but there's always something fascinating about it that makes you go, oh, what's that? And part of the key of writing is to figure out what that hook is. The second thing is writing is all about rewriting. I've come to meet many, many great authors, and they will all tell you the same thing. Their first draft is horrible. And that is what we all have in common with the greatest writers. In the beginning, we all are terrible writers, but what differentiates them from us is that they keep going, and they keep working and working and rewriting and rewriting. You can't see what you have until you get it out of your head onto the paper or into the computer. Because it's all jumbled up in here. You need to get it out, and then you can see what you have to work with. And then you work it. You throw away things that aren't interesting, aren't working. You see what is fascinating, what's compelling, what is working, and you add it, you build it, you move things around. It's like a puzzle. So, give yourself a break, give yourself permission to write badly in the beginning, but stick to it and keep writing. And I think you'll see some great results. So that's it for me. I'm Neri signing out from Tampa, Florida. I'm happy that you have read Ghetto Cowboy, and I hope you will read many of the other great books on this list. Thanks.